Dark fantasy.
Greeting from the darkness.
What's that? Oh, telephone. Carl's pounded the first chance a man gets sleep in this country, and the blame telephone has to wake me up. I should let it ring till doomsday. Yes? Yes, this is San Canyon Airport. Oh, this is Don Thurman speaking. Yeah, there's a plane here. Where? Mantella. Well, I don't care much for that trip across the desert, but if you need the plane or willing to pay me for flying it to you, it will make it $600 and it's a deal. All right, I'll make the arrangements. Yeah, you can expect me in about 7 hours if everything goes all right. Yeah, fine. And have that 600 waiting for me. I'll need it at Mantella. Let's see. North-northeast, 13 degrees. Mantella lies in that direction. I'm going to buck a headwind most of the way, I'm afraid. And those mountains worry me. They're dangerous. Let's see now. Over this way, it's Santia. No, not that way for me. If I ever ended up in Santia, I wouldn't want to bet anything on my chances of getting to that place and coming out to tell about it. I can't stay up here much longer. That sandstorm over the desert's getting worse every minute. I can't see a thing down there. Thick as pea soup. Oh, confound it, there goes the motor, choked up with sand. Well, here goes. I can't see where I'm heading, but maybe I can bring her in on her belly. War drums. Trouble. They've been pounding in my ears for hours. Oh, my eyes blinded by that awful sandstorm. I can't see. Don't know whether it's day or night. All I know is that someone found me out there on that desert and brought me here. Is that someone? Someone there.
I have come to take you to the king. You will be placed in the den of the leopards.
Leopards?
It is our custom here to feed uninvited guests as a sacrifice to the leopards of the pit.
What is this?
It nears the time of the full moon. When the moon is full, its rays affect our leopards, maddens them, makes them vicious beyond control. Only the flesh of man will quiet them. And only the king can perform the ceremony of sacrifice.
King? What king?
King of Santia.
Am I at Santia?
You are. Yes, you have come where white man is forbidden.
But my plane was forced down on the desert. I was purposely avoiding Santia. I was trying to reach Mantella.
You were 500 miles from Mantella.
But I can't be. I was only in that storm for a few hours.
The storm has been raging for 3 days.
3 days? Why, I've been only 2 hours on the desert. The storm came up only a few hours ago.
The entire desert has been covered with a storm for 3 days.
But I don't understand.
You were discovered only because Iana has once again displayed her temper towards her father.
Iana?
Daughter of King Genasi. It has been arranged that Iana is to wed within the changing of the moon. And Iana has rebelled. She attempted to flee Santia through the desert storm. She was followed. She was discovered there with you.
Then she found me.
Yes. The two of you were returned here to the village. Now you will come with me.
My eyes. I can't see a thing.
It is the justice of Santia.
What do you mean?
Come.
You will have to guide me.
Then take my arm. Now.
All right. Let's go.
This way.
How far?
Wait. Tanamahasi!
What's the matter?
Tanamahasi! Tanamahasi!
What in thunder are you talking about?
They're in the sand. Tanamahasi. Big foot.
I told you I can't see.
Big foot, Tanamahasi. Big leopard foot. Followed by man.
Leopard foot?
Yes, they're in the sand. Leopard tracks, followed by man tracks. Come, hurry.
Wait a minute.
We must hurry. Evil spirits set loose again by full moon. Tanamahasi, big leopard. Come, we hurry. I have brought you the prisoner, wise one.
Prisoner? Look here, what is this?
You have come, Mr. Thurman, where you are not welcome.
I tried to tell your flunky here that I didn't come to Santia purposely. I was headed for Mantella.
You are not a very wise man, Mr. Thurman, to make such an unwise statement. Mantella is 1,000 miles from here.
No, I got off my course. I ran into a sandstorm. My plane was forced down.
It's a likely tale.
But it's true. I was blinded by the sand. I'm still blind. If you have a doctor,
You say you are blind?
I am. I need medical attention right away.
Blind. It is the justice of Santia.
What are you talking about?
It is the law that should the white man look upon the countenance of Princess Iana, his eyes shall be blind.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tanasi. I've never seen your princess.
We found you with her on the desert.
Well, I was unconscious when you found me.
But she was with you.
Then she found the same spot where I took refuge.
We are not fools here, Mr. Thurman.
Fools? I don't understand.
It is so ridiculously evident.
What's so evident?
I have made complete arrangements for my daughter to wed. She has refused to marry as I wish her to. And last night, she fled from Santia. And when we found her, she was with you.
But what you think isn't true.
You had the rendezvous there with her.
No.
How many times you have met, I do not know. But each meeting has been in complete defiance of the laws of Santia. That no white man may look upon the countenance of the prince.
I deny it. I don't know your princess.
The evidence speaks for itself. You are blind.
From the sandstorm.
No, because the gods are vengeful.
I tell you, the sand blinded me. It's only temporary.
It was written ages ago that whatever white man looks upon the countenance of Santia Princess will be doomed forever to eternal blindness.
It's not eternal. It's sand blindness. It happens to lots of men who get caught in sandstorms. All I need is a
No
doctor.
doctor can cure the blindness sent down by the gods.
Give me a chance. I may be blind permanently if you don't let a doctor look at my eyes.
King Genasi, your daughter approaches.
Come in, my daughter.
My father, have you heard?
Heard what, my child?
Tanimahasi.
Tanimahasi.
Yes. He was in the camp again last night. Leopard footprints are near your house, followed by man feet.
Tanimahasi.
It's the evil spirit again in the full of the moon.
I saw them too. Many tracks. Big.
We must tell the wise ones they will work a charm to protect us.
First, we must dispose of the prisoner.
Look here.
Silence! My daughter, come here.
Yes, father.
He's a white man. Look you at his face and tell me, where have you seen him before? Well, my child?
I do not know him. I have never seen him before.
But my king, I saw them together.
Silence, Ivan. You are most wise, my daughter. You are most wise to deny your foreign lover.
But I'm not her lover. I've never seen her. I can't even see her now.
The American is blind, Diana,
Blind?
because he has broken the law. Because he has looked upon the face of a princess of Santia. The gods have blinded him.
It's not true. I've never seen her face. Ask her. She'll tell you it's not true.
Take him back to the prison hut and let him wait there until the body of wise ones sit in judgment of his crime.
The night is a night we hunt.
Those drums. Still pounding. My eyes burning in my head. Well, if I could only find a little cool water. Yeah. I wonder where I am. The king told Ivan to take me to the prison hut, but instead he brought me here. Here? Where? Somewhere out in the open. Bushes, shrubbery all around it. Wait a minute. What's that? A light. Up there through the trees. A light. Why, it's a star. I can see again. One lonely, single little star in a sky of heavy clouds. And there, coming over the ridge, the full moon. What's that? Something there in those bushes. Is someone there?
Be quiet, Americano.
Who is it?
Iana,
Princess Iana?
do not speak so loudly.
Why are you here?
I came to see you. I went first to the prison, but it was empty. Then I knew there had been trickery. Ivan did not do what my father ordered.
No. You brought me here instead. Where are we?
On the edge of Decano.
Decana? The precipice?
Yes. It is hundreds of feet over the side of Decano. Listen. This rock. I will show you. Ivan knew you were blind. He left you here alone, knowing you would eventually wander over the edge and be crushed on the jagged rocks down there. He could not wait for the sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
Yes. With each fullness of the moon, the leopards in the pit of Santia become madly enraged. The wise men say the moon rays affect them. They must be appeased by the flesh of a human.
And the moon will soon be full again.
Yes, Donaldo.
A pleasant thought.
Oh, but Ivan could not wait. He fears all Americanos. So he brought you here to be a victim of Decano.
Oh, a nice fellow.
I despise him. My father says I must marry him.
You mean... You don't mean you're supposed to marry him?
Oh, do you blame me for running away?
I certainly don't.
Even death on the desert would have been better than him.
Princess, why have you come here?
Because I would not have you die as Ivan wishes.
How did you find me?
I have ways.
Tell me. Ivan said the storm on the desert had been blowing for 3 days. Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
But I was only an hour and a half journey from San Filidor. I ran into the storm suddenly.
I cannot say about that. Donaldo, your eyes. You look upon me as though you see me.
I do see you. My sight has come back.
Oh, no.
You're not glad I can see again?
No. I mean, oh, yes, But, Donaldo, to look upon my face.
Oh, nonsense. It's all a lot of tripe. Oh, what's that?
Tanemahasi.
What?
Tanemahasi, evil leopard spirit.
Oh, look here. What is this evil spirit business?
Tanemahasi, Leopard. Wherever he goes, tracks always followed by those of man. They kill at the full of moon.
A leopard man?
Oh, do not say so.
Why?
Because he is a leopard man.
Have you ever seen him?
Oh, listen.
Come on. That's right over here someplace.
Oh, Donaldo, have care. It is an evil spirit, a spirit that kills.
Do you have any kind of a weapon?
Only a small dagger.
Well, give it to me.
Oh, no weapon will harm Panama.
We'll see. Oh, wait. The clouds are... Oh, there he is. Over there.
It's Ivan. Oh, look at him. He will die. We must take him back to the village.
He's unconscious. Jungle.
No. Do not touch him.
Who's that?
Father.
Iana, go at once to your hut and remain there. I fear the gods even now hide their faces from you.
Oh, but, Father, Ivan is badly hurt.
Go at once. Now, Mr. Darman.
This man needs attention.
Put him down.
What?
I said put him down.
But he's badly wounded.
By the claws of an animal.
Yes. We heard the animal screaming. The princess tells me it's a leopard man.
It is true. Tanemahase, the evil spirit. The spirit which takes possession of a man and changes him into a leopard.
Yes, but what man? Who?
We have not known up to now.
Up to now?
Look at your hands.
Blood.
Deep beneath your nails.
But
It is an evil disease, Mr. Thurman. To bring it here among us is still more evil.
But I say, look here. Do you think I did this?
I repeat, look at your hands.
Oh, no, you're wrong. It's Ivan's blood.
So it is.
But I got it on my hands when I tried to help him.
Put him down. Mr. Thurman, do not try to escape. The man will be returned to the camp. Our medicine men will heal him. You will go with me now.
Where?
Your spirit must be destroyed. You have had the wisdom of our elders, Mr. Thurman. You are guilty of a most foul sin against us. You must pay the penalty. And you, unfortunate daughter, are equally guilty with him. I cannot plead for you. The law is so written. You have seen too, Iana. Tomorrow night, the two of you shall perish.
This stone stairway leads to the leopard pit. The two of you go first.
Come, Donaldo. Be brave.
I'm thinking of you, Iana.
It is 100 feet into the earth. We are halfway down now. Look up above us.
Good Lord. This pit is immense, huge and round.
Yes.
And look up there. All the tribespeople of Santia perched around its ridge, peering down.
Yeah, to watch this sacrifice.
But how can they see down here? It's pitch dark. We can hardly make our way in the blackness.
Soon, the full moon will be directly above the pit. It is only when the moon is full that its rays reach here into the depths. And its beams madden the leopards.
Iana, I see the beast now. Two of them. There's a man down there with them, petting them. Look, your father.
No.
He's a white man.
I, too, am white. But I am not his daughter. He has been king of Santia for many years. He stole me when I was an infant at Montella because he wanted a white princess.
Iana, the moon.
It's coming over the edge of the pit. The people up there can see us now. You see, the moon rays affect the beasts quickly.
Move on, down to the pit's bottom.
Come, Donaldo.
Iana, there must be some escape for you.
I am not afraid, Donaldo.
Oh, isn't there any way to escape?
Only one. An impossible one.
What does he mean?
It has always been the belief that if the prisoners are not truly guilty, the leopards will not harm them.
There. The full moon is directly over the pit.
I remain here. You two through this iron gate.
Come, Donaldo. There is only one more gate now. The one that separates us from the animals. Come.
Look how that man controls those animals.
It is the power of the full moon.
Then there is another way out. If we can keep away from the animals until the moon has crossed the pit.
No, that would be ours. The leopards will be released upon us any moment. This is as far as we go.
Alenia, Minakana, Niakana, Alenia, Minakana, Niakana.
Iana, if I could only save you.
There is no way. Courage, Donaldo.
No, I'm not afraid for myself.
Now, you die. Now I offer you to the gods. Open the gate.
No. Wait, Iana. Look, the moon.
Donaldo, it is gone.
Dark. Has the moon crossed the pit?
Oh, no, it did not time.
It's behind a cloud.
Oh, Donaldo, the leopards. My father, they'll kill him.
No, Shita. No. Yama. Down. Down. Get back. Get away from me. No, no, no.
Dark fantasy.
You have heard The Thing from the Darkness, tonight's original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop, originating in the studios of WKY. Ben Morris was heard tonight as Donald Thurman. Eleanor Naylor-Corrin was Princess Iana. Fred Wayne played King Tanasi. And Muir Height was Yvonne. Next Friday night at the same time, listen to the 21st tale in this series of weird and unusual dark fantasy adventures, created for you by Scott Bishop. Next week's story is called The Edge of the Shadow, which tells of a dairy farmer in Vermont, of a strange dream that is all too real, and of what this dream finally means in the scheme of his destiny. Tom Paxton speaking. Dark Fantasy comes to you from Oklahoma City. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
You boys and girls won't object to Grove's emulsified nose drops. There's nothing unpleasant about them. They don't run out of your nose and make you messy. They don't run down the back of your throat and make you sickish. What's more, they don't burn or sting the inside of your nose. They quickly check a head cold and yet do it in a nice way. These nose drops are something brand new and a big improvement on old-fashioned oil drops. Mother is interested in getting results when you have a cold in the head, and she'll get results much faster with Grove's emulsified nose drops. In every section of the country, Grove's emulsified nose drops are selling at an amazing rate. That's because they are better in every way. Tell Mother to procure a bottle at the corner drugstore. Grove's emulsified nose drops will surprise you with the way they look and act. These nose drops are white and creamy. They don't look, taste, or smell like medicine, yet they are highly effective. That's because they are medically superior, because they stay up in the nose. Any child can understand that nose drops that stay up in the nose will do more good than nose drops that run right out. Impress this fact upon Mother, and she will undoubtedly let you try these new type nose drops when you have a head cold or stuffed head. All drugstores sell Grove's emulsified nose drops, and they're really more economical than the old-fashioned kind because you get more for your money and because you can use less. Ask Mother to get a bottle today.
Calcium helps grown-ups to a more vigorous life.
And now there's calcium in hot wheat meal.
Calcium helps your body run smoothly.
And now there's calcium in hot wheat meal.
Calcium helps you to enjoy a more active life.
And now there's calcium in hot wheat meal.
Yes, a 1-ounce serving contains 1/3 of your daily calcium needs. And Post Wheat Meal is a whole wheat cereal, creamy, smooth, delicious, cooks instantly. Get new Post Wheat Meal with more calcium than any other cereal, hot or cold.
The Vaseline Program, the only show in radio where the audience writes the scripts. Our 10th annual script competition for the $2,000 Dr. Christian Award is drawing to a close. All scripts must be in the mail by midnight next Wednesday, February 28th, 1951. So you have just one more week in which to finish up and send in your contribution. Remember, any type script is welcome, so long as it is suitable for use on our program. You have a story to tell, you may be a winner.
Tenderleaf brand tea balls outsell every other kind. They serve so much better because they're superior in every way. They contain finer tea, a blend of the small top tea leaves, the kind you get in Tenderleaf brand tea, put up in packages, too. Either way, you get more delicious tea because the young, tender choice leaves are immeasurably better than the coarse old ones for tempting fragrance and satisfying flavor. And then, too, improved Tenderleaf brand tea balls are made with tasteless filter paper. That's a special paper that filters your tea as you're making it. Only the tea goodness can pass through its meshes into your cup. Enjoy it for breakfast these spring days and with other meals, too. Next time and every time, ask your grocer for Tenderleaf brand tea in packages or in Tenderleaf brand tea balls, largest selling tea balls in America.
It's Monday night, and time for Burns and Allen. And when the kitchen clock warns, hurry up, Mother, time for the youngsters to come running home, take it easy and solve the school lunch problem with Spam. S-P-A-M. Spam is that delicious meat originated and made only by Hormel. It's packed in a handy can, all ready to eat as soon as it's open. No fuss, no bother. Just cut off slices of this taste-tempting meat, put between slices of buttered bread, and say to the hungry youngsters, have a Spamwich. A perfect combination of sweet, juicy pork shoulder and tender ham. Spam has an extra goodness and meaty flavor all its own. Youngsters go for Spam in a big way. Try Spam tomorrow. When you see the easy recipes on the label, you'll discover you can serve Spam cold or hot. It's America's popular mealtime aid. So ask your food dealer for S-P-A-M, Spam.
Dark fantasy. Spawn of the subhuman.
Beautiful takeoff.
Yes, good pilot. But why did you charter such a large plane for just the two of us, Michael? Isn't this being just a bit too pretentious?
Nothing but the best from now on, Angela. Besides, this was the only plane available. You can unloosen your safety belt now.
I might as well confess that the real reason I was late was because I took so much time reading the notices in the paper this morning.
Weren't they superb?
Excellent. The audience was quite nice to me last night. Extremely appreciative, but I didn't expect such fine reports from the press.
Didn't I tell you before the concert that you'd be a hit? Today, my dear, you're recognized as the outstanding soprano of the nation.
You've had a lot of faith in me, haven't you, Michael?
Well, offhand, I'd say I have, yes.
You spent a lot of money to make me a success.
Don't worry. I'll collect every cent of it back if we get as good houses as we had last night.
Michael.
Yes, darling?
Do you feel, well, rather strange?
Strange? No, dear. Why?
I feel like something is going to happen.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. A feeling of impending danger just seemed to come over me all of a sudden.
Danger? What possible danger could we be in?
I don't know. But I've had this feeling before. It's like someone had spread a shroud down over this airplane.
Oh, now that's a peculiar way to talk, Adela.
It's the same sort of feeling I had that day Stefan disappeared.
Stefan Wilder?
Yes.
Adela.
I was riding in my car that day. I'd been to a matinee with several of my friends. We'd had a glorious time. I was quite happy. So I drove out into the country with the top down on my car. The wind was blowing against the car, just as it's blowing against the plane now. And the sun was glistening on the bright metal of the car, just as it's glistening on the wing out there.
Darling, please don't think of that now.
Oh, it was a lovely day. Just like today. My heart was very light. I was happy. Thrillingly happy. Stefan and I were to be married within a week.
Adela, please.
And then, for no reason at all, I had that strange feeling. It just came out of nowhere and settled down around me like a huge cloth might cover the body of someone who had just died.
Don't talk that way, darling.
It was the strangest feeling I'd ever experienced. Weird. Terrible. It gave me the feeling that 100,000 evil spirits were racing at a maddening pace behind my car, trying to catch up with me, clutch me in their bony, fiendish hands.
That was so long ago. 5 years.
So long ago. It seems like yesterday. Then, when I speeded up the car, something began to pound in my ears. It's pounding there now, Michael. It's pounding there now.
Adela, please.
The faster I drove, the more that evil shroud hung over me. I gave the car more gas. More, and more, and more. And then...
When they found you in the wreckage, they thought you were dead.
I couldn't make the curve. The motor had reached full speed. I could think of but one single danger. The invisible danger that raced there behind me, striving to catch me in its hold.
But there was no one. Nothing.
Oh, but there seemed to be. And what was so strange, all of a sudden that bright day vanished. Just vanished. Clouds came out of nowhere and hid the sun from sight.
Darling, I better pull down the shade on the window.
Oh, Michael, wait a minute. Look. Look outside. Clouds. They're flying below them. And they've completely blotted out the sun.
The sun will be out in a minute.
Oh, it's just like that day. Clouds hiding the sun. Just like they did that day.
Oh, just a coincidence.
Dark, dreary clouds. Followed by loud bursts of thunder. Listen. Oh, Michael. What does it mean?
Nothing at all. Just a thunderstorm. Pilot will go up and fly above it.
Why didn't he go up above the storm when he saw it?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he didn't see it, that's why.
Certainly he did.
No. Oh, it came up. Just like that day 5 years ago. Out of nowhere. It came up before the pilot was even aware of it.
Oh, nonsense.
It wasn't nonsense 5 years ago. First clouds, then the thunder, then it began to rain.
Well, look for yourself. It's not raining now. It's nothing but an electrical storm. See, we're going above it.
Oh, Michael, I'm frightened.
There's nothing to be frightened about. There, look. There's the sun again.
It was all so strange. That feeling. The clouds hiding behind the sun. The thunder.
Sure, but no rain.
Mr. Brock?
Oh, Michael.
Darling, just the pilot talking to us over the talkback system. Push that button right there so I can answer.
Mr. Brock, Miss Rhodes.
Yes, pilot, what is it?
Don't be alarmed about the storm. We're above it now.
Oh, yes, thank you. Just an electrical storm, isn't it?
No, sir. It's more than that. It's raining cats and dogs down there.
Michael. Rain. Oh, Michael.
We're up above the storm. Nothing can harm us here.
You remember, don't you? I never saw Stephen Wilder again after that experience I had 5 years ago.
Yes. Yes, I remember.
No one ever saw him again. He just disappeared.
Please, darling, don't think about it anymore today. You're tired. Perhaps a little rest would do you good.
Oh, yes, you're right. I am tired.
Just lie back and relax then. Honestly, sweet, there's nothing to be worried about. We just happened to run into a storm and you thought about that old experience of yours.
I wonder, Michael. I wonder if we did just happen into the storm. Michael, where are you, darling?
Over here, dear. Did you have a good sleep?
Oh, I did sleep after all. Why are the lights out?
Oh, I turned them out so you'd sleep as long as you could. And I'll switch them back on. There.
What time is it?
9:30.
9:30. Oh, Michael, I've been asleep more than 8 hours.
I thought you'd never wake up.
It's after dark, and you've had the lights off all this time just for me.
Well, I guess I'd better admit I got a little sleep, too.
Where are we now?
Over Mexico. Hey, hungry, dear?
Oh, I'm famished. You know, I can't imagine what made me sleep so long.
Oh, we land at Centella. We can get food there.
Have we landed at all since I retired?
No, we're circling now. Well, that's Centella down there.
Oh.
You better pretty up a bit. This is a secluded part of the country, but you never know who you're going to run into. Well, that was Centella.
How long before we're in Monterey?
Oh, about an hour.
Did you get good reservations?
The best. Did you enjoy your dinner?
Oh, immensely. That was a nice place. Certainly a rough landing field, though.
Well, it's not actually a landing field. We had to land someplace to refuel before we got to Monterey, so I picked Centella.
I enjoyed it. A quaint little place. It's a funny thing, Michael. Did you notice the plane?
What do you mean, dear?
It didn't look a bit like it had been in a rainstorm.
I thought you'd forgotten all about that. Of course, it didn't look like it. We flew above the rain before it started.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to spend the next hour looking through my fashion magazines before we land at Monterey. Michael?
Yes?
Should we be over water?
Water? Well, no, of course not.
Well, we are. There's water all around us.
Oh, let's see. Why, heaven, Adela, you're right.
The pilot's off his course.
Surely you must realize it.
Oh, you better go up and find out.
Yes, I will. I'll be right back.
Hurry, Michael, for heaven's sake.
Right. Door to the pilot's cabin's locked. I say, pilot. Pilot.
What's wrong, Michael?
Oh, the door to this cabin is locked. Curtain over the window's pulled down inside. Pilot, open up.
Look, he's raising the curtain. Michael.
Good Lord. A thick, hairy arm.
Michael. That's not our pilot at the controls. It's a monkey.
A gorilla.
Oh, Michael. Are we dreaming?
No, it's true. A live gorilla piloting our plane.
But that's impossible.
No, confounded door's locked. Open this door. Open up.
Oh, Michael, be careful. Look at him. Peering back at us. Those little beady eyes. And an expression on his face that almost human.
This is fantastic. How in the world did we ever come to be in the air with a creature like that?
We had our regular pilot when we landed at Centella. I saw him climb down out of the cabin.
So did I. But I never did see him again before we took off. Naturally, his back was to me when I gave him the go-ahead signal.
Oh, Michael. Michael, now what?
Oh, we're over land. He's bringing the plane down.
Oh, Michael. We're on the ground.
An absolutely perfect landing.
Oh, he's unlocking the door now. Michael, what's he going to do?
Just take it easy. Don't get excited. Whatever you do, don't run or make a fast movement. Don't let him know you're afraid of him.
He's just standing there, looking at us.
Whatever you do, don't let him know you're afraid of him.
You don't have to be afraid of me.
Michael.
That creature talked.
Of course I talk.
Oh, we're a couple of fools, Attila. Just our pilot playing a trick on us, dressed up in a monkey suit.
There is no trickery. I am not your original pilot.
What?
I joined you at Centella, where I came to meet you for Dr. Luther.
Dr. Luther?
Yes. He's waiting for you. Come, follow me.
Steady, darling. Come on. We better follow him.
Here's the doctor now.
Well, Stephen, I see you brought our visitors.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, just as I directed you. Welcome, Adela Rhodes, and welcome to your lovely, lovely voice.
I say, look here.
And welcome to you, Mr. Brock. I'm so sorry that you will be of no assistance to me. However, you may be interested in what I have planned.
Now, listen, Dr. Luther. I want to know what this is all about.
You will learn what it is all about, and without delay, I assure you. Come, Stephen. Don't be so inhospitable. Show our guest into the laboratory. Sit down over there, my dear. Over here, Mr. Brock.
Michael.
Dr. Luther, I demand an explanation. Where are we? Why have you brought us here?
You're too full of questions, Mr. Brock. I've already told you I'm about to show you why I brought you here. Here, high in these mountains, secretly, I've been working for 5 years, experimenting, testing, trying to accomplish what everyone would have said was utterly impossible had I told them about it. But I didn't tell anyone. Instead, I came here and built this laboratory. You see, it's fully equipped and modern in every detail.
Now, look here, Dr. Luther.
During those 5 years, I trained Stephen here. I believe you will agree my training has been very successful. You now see an almost full-grown gorilla, behaving like a human, acting like a human, even talking like a human. I've been very kind to you, haven't I, Stephen?
Yes, Dr. Luther. Of course you have been kind.
Yes, just so. Scientists back there in your world, my dear Miss Rhodes, will tell you it's impossible to completely train a gorilla. That is the second point in which I've proved them wrong. Stephen, sing for us.
Yes, Doctor.
Si può, signore, signori.
Doesn't he have an excellent voice?
Michael, did you hear that?
Impossible. Sing again, Stephen.
Oh,
You see, Soon he will be world famous. I shall travel with him, take him to the four corners of the earth, and show people how well my gorilla sings.
Oh, Michael. I can't believe it. That's Stephen Wilder's voice.
It can't be.
Ah, but it is.
Yes. Now I remember. Now I know who you are, Dr. Luther. Stephen Wilder had an appointment with you that day he disappeared 5 years ago. I'd forgotten all about it, but I just now remembered.
So that's what happened to Stephen Wilder. You kidnapped him and brought him here and... You...
Precisely. I brought him here to do what others said could never be done. When I chloroformed him 5 years ago and brought him here, I thought I was ready. But my gorilla wasn't. So I had to wait. 3 months ago, I performed the operation.
Operation?
I removed the vocal cords from the man and grafted them into the gorilla.
Oh.
This is ridiculous. A thing like that can't be done.
Oh, surely you don't deny the proof I've just given you, Mr. Brock. Stephen, sing. You recognized that voice, Miss Rhodes, the moment you heard it, because you'd sung operas with Mr. Wilder so much.
That was the way he sang, to exercise his voice.
Don't you both realize what I have here? The secret of an untold wealth. Why, besides knowing how to train this ferocious and morose type of animal, besides knowing how to transfer human vocal cords successfully, I have something I can exhibit to the world to prove my knowledge. Think of the fortune I can amass, because people will pay immense sums to see and hear my singing gorilla.
Stop it. Stop it, I say. Why have you brought me here? Surely you could have spared me this.
I will tell you why, Miss Rhodes. If you and Mr. Brock will step over here...
The only place we're going to step is out of this place.
We'll do as I ask. Stephen, these people are not to leave.
Very well, Dr. Luther.
Over here, if you please.
Better do what he says, Adler.
There. Go to this plate glass. Look into the next room.
Another gorilla.
Yes. Isn't it a fine specimen?
Fine specimen?
Yes, she.
She?
No. You're not planning.
I've trained her very carefully. She was so much more responsive than the male. Now that she's able to obey me, I'm quite ready for the rest of my plans for her.
Oh, no. No, you can't. I won't let you.
I'll say he can.
Neither of you will be able to prevent it. Soon I'll tour the world with the most amazing exhibition on earth. A male and a female gorilla singing all the world-famous operas.
Look here, you...
Wait a minute. I just happened to think of something, Doctor.
Yes?
Do you remember the day Stephen Wilder had that appointment with you 5 years ago?
Yes, certainly I remember. I'd been planning to obtain possession of him so I could bring him here. I was most pleased when he called and asked for an appointment.
But did he tell you why he was calling upon you?
I know. No, he didn't.
He came to you, Dr. Luther, because he was losing his voice.
You must be wrong.
I am not wrong. I am the only one he told about it. It had been worrying him for a long time. You see, the more he sang, the worse his voice became. He was gradually losing it.
But that's impossible.
Do you think so, Doctor? You're a specialist on that subject. That's why he was coming to you that day.
No, you must be wrong. After all the work I've done.
Your gorilla will lose his voice, Dr. Luther. And I assure you, before you'll do anything to me, I'll see to it that my voice is ruined, too.
He won't. He can't. He's an excellent voice. Excellent. Yes, of course he is.
We've worked together. I've trained him. His voice can't go bad on me now. Not now. Just when it's finally successful.
Oh, you'll see, Dr. Luther.
No, you're wrong. You're mistaken. He'll sing all right. He won't lose his voice. Will you step in? No, of course not. You're in an excellent voice, Stephen. Sing. Sing, go ahead, Stephen. Show him.
Si può, signore, signore.
There, you see? Did you hear that? A beautiful quality, beautiful tones.
Oh, Maria.
Listen, Doctor.
Stephen! What's wrong? Try again.
Now you think I'm wrong.
No, it's true. Stephen, you devil. After all I've done, after all my work, this is what I get as a reward. I've sacrificed everything. My position, my career, all my money, and this is what happens. Well, there's one way, Stephen. By heaven, there's one way.
Get back, Adela.
He got a gun.
No, Dr. Luther. That bullet hit that beast, but look at him.
Stop! No, Stephen! Stephen, no! Stephen, let go of me! Stephen!
Dark fantasy.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls, white sidewall tires, and old golf balls.
Sinks, stoves, bathtubs he'll do. He'll even help clean laundry too.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Can he clean a kitchen sink?
Quicker than a wink.
Can he clean a window sash?
Faster than a flash.
Can he clean a dirty mirror?
He'll make it bright and clear.
Can he clean a diamond ring?
Mr. Clean cleans anything.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Folks, it's wonderful how simple cooking is these days. When I was a girl, my mother used to spend a good many hours making a pot of noodle soup. But now, we have Lipton's noodle soup mix. When you use Lipton's, you just empty the contents of the package into boiling water, and in no time at all, soup's on. And what delicious chickeny tasting soup it is. Yes, Lipton's has an old-fashioned homemade flavor, and it's brim full of tender golden egg noodles. Of course, sometimes it's hard to get in some stores these days, but there's lots of good things scarce in wartime. So, folks, don't forget to ask for Lipton's noodle soup.
This is the last week. Yes, this week is your last chance on this program to hear how to get a 14-karat gold-plated copy of Sergeant Preston's famous mounted police whistle. So hurry, get this official two-tone police whistle offered only by Quaker Puffed Wheat and Quaker Puffed Rice. The
Pepsi-Cola, it's the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Twice as much for a nickel, too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you. Nickel, 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 trickle, trickle, nickel, 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 trickle, 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 nickel, 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 nickel.
dark fantasy.
The letter from yesterday.
I beg pardon, miss, but do you happen to have any material at all dealing with the...
If you please.
Huh? What's that?
Will you please lower your voice?
But I...
And then you might read the sign over there. Or shall I read it for you? Absolute quiet required in this library.
My, but you read beautifully. But I wonder
Will
if...
you please lower your voice?
Oh, sure. I mean, sure.
I'll be more than happy to help you. But you simply can't disturb the others here in the library.
I see. Well, I'm terribly sorry. Excuse me, everyone. I didn't mean to disturb you,
Will
folks.
you please be quiet?
Well, good heavens, ma'am, I just wanted to apologize.
That's quite unnecessary. Now, may I help you?
Well, I hope you can. I'm looking for some literature on hydrokinetics. Don't suppose a hick library like this would have anything like that, though.
You're a stranger in Jackson City, aren't you?
That's right. How did you know?
I know most of the people in town. And besides, folks who live here never refer to the town as having a hick library.
Oh, now look. No offense intended. But after all, I don't expect too much from a 2x4 place that probably doesn't have much more to offer than the encyclopedia and a couple of copies of the Rover Boys.
You said you wished to see something on hydrokinetics.
That's right. Hydrokinetics is a branch of kinetics which relates to liquids. You see, kinetics is the branch of dynamics.
Do you wish to read Kendall, Johnson, Abernathy, or Sandine on the subject?
What? What's that?
I said, which author do you wish to consult? Those four seem to be the authorities, but some engineers like Alexander and Bowen.
Well, look here. Are you serious?
Serious?
About having books by Johnson and Kendall and Sandine and Abernathy on the theory of hydrokinetics.
Will you follow me, please?
Yes, certainly.
You may turn on that light if you wish. It's a little dark in here today.
Yes, all right.
I think you'll find these quite up to date. I'm sorry that one of the Alexander volumes is out, but it should be back tomorrow.
Oh, quite all right. It's Kendall I'm really after. Here we are. This one.
That was printed sometime last year, I believe.
Yes, it was. Kendall is propounding a new theory on hydraulics. I read it when I was in New York.
I'm glad you didn't have to go back into the city to find what you wanted.
No, Oh, look here. I owe you another apology, don't I?
No, please, don't bother.
Oh, but it's no bother.
You may use any of the tables over there.
Yes, but I'd like
You'll find the one by the window quite good.
Sensitive. Cute, too. Yeah, darn cute. Yeah, well. Well, let's see. Kendall says, when an ounce of plain lubricating oil is introduced into... wonder what her name is. First one, I mean. Nameplate on the desk says, Miss Marshall. Well, that's interesting. Miss Marshall. Oh, well. Well, as I remember reading about it 3 months ago, Kendall says that if you introduce 1 ounce of common lubricating oil into a cylinder 2 inches in diameter and 4 inches in height... Pretty girl. Wonder why I can't get her off my mind. Wonder where she lives. Oh, confound it. Well, then, according to Kendall, if an ultraviolet ray is permitted to cross the cylinder at the time pressure is applied to the top, the result will... Wonder what a good-looking girl like her is doing in Jackson City. She's smart, too. I just mentioned hydrokinetics, and she reeled off the 4 top authorities like she was a student on the subject. I wonder what she's doing tonight. Well, hang it all up. I say, Miss Marshall. Oh,
I say, Miss Marshall.
Yes, what is it?
Would it be possible for me to check this book out?
I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid not.
Well, it's really quite important. I'm an inventor, and I'm just on the verge of a very important discovery. I simply must have this book to use.
I'm sorry. Perhaps you should buy a copy.
Oh, I've tried that. Everywhere in town. There's none I can get a hold of.
You could have one sent out from New York.
I can't wait that long. I have to work on this thing while it's running through my head. It's very important. I might lose the whole idea by the time a copy came out of New York.
I'm sorry. It's quite against the rules to permit anyone to take out a book without a library card.
Well, suppose I take a card. How much?
Oh, there's no charge, but you must have a property owner sign your application.
Property owner? Application?
Yes. Someone who can pay for the book in the event that it's lost and who's willing to personally guarantee your honesty must sign your application. Then your card will be ready within 48 hours.
Oh, now, look. That's worse yet.
I'm sorry.
This isn't any way to treat a Jackson City guest, you know.
I'd like to help you. Really, I would.
Would you? Really?
Yes, I would, but I can't break the rules.
Now, wait a minute. I've got it.
Yes?
Your place.
What?
Your place. Your home. Wherever you live.
You mean...
I mean you can take the book out yourself. You take it home. Then I'll come by tonight and use it there.
That's not very clever, Mr. whoever you are.
Chase. Adam Chase.
And not very original either.
Well, there aren't any new ideas. At least give me credit for picking one that's not too bad.
Are you serious about the book?
A word of honor, ma'am. I need that book right now like anything.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Well, then I just might be able to help you.
Would you really?
I might.
Tell me, can you take dictation?
A little.
Ah, good. You can help me. That is, if you'd like to.
I might.
I'll be glad to pay you.
Oh, well, we'll see.
You'll do it? You'll take the book home and let me study it there?
Yes, I'll take it home.
Ah, good. Where do you live?
You won't have any trouble finding me. Just ask anyone for Cicely Marshall.
Did you say Cicely Marshall?
Yes. What about it?
Well, nothing. I just like it. It happens to be one of my favorite names. What time?
Tonight?
Uh-huh.
Oh, anytime after 7:30.
Good. How's 7:32?
You better go now. We're beginning to disturb the folks who are trying to study.
Yeah. All right. See you tonight. Now, just a minute.
Yes?
I've got to consult Kendall again. Hold on there a second.
Do you really think this invention will prove itself?
Well, I'm not exactly an expert, but the idea seems sound. Wait a minute now. Let's see. Oh, yes, here.
Find it?
Uh-huh. Now, will you take this down?
Mm-hmm.
Kendall, Volume 1, page 74. It has been my observation that hydraulic reaction often can be obtained through the use of a common water tumbler immersed in H2O. That's water. Oh, confound it. There I go again, treating you like a child. You probably know more about this entire subject than I do without my explaining chemical symbols.
Don't you think we'd better call it a night?
No, it's early.
It's 1 a.m.
No, it couldn't be.
Well, it is, though, see?
Oh, brother. I'll bet I'm popular around this place from now on.
Oh, it's all right. I really enjoyed it. Mister, you were serious there in the library, weren't you?
Yes, rather. I don't mind saying my complete future is probably tied up in this thing right now. If it's what I think it's going to be, I'm due to make a fortune out of it.
I hope you do.
Well, thanks. Why?
Oh, I like to know people who are successful. Besides, my father was an inventor.
Was he really?
Yes. He was a brilliant man. He had an invention. I never did quite understand what it was. It was before he was married. Someone filed for the patents just a few hours before he did. And he lost out.
Someone stole his invention?
No, it was just a coincidence. But my father was never the same after that. Something happened. I don't know what. I I remember hearing my family talk about it in whispers when I was just an infant.
Is he still alive?
No. No, he's been gone 3 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was a fine man. Grand, but he never got over that, whatever it was that happened to him long before I was born.
You mean there was something more than just the loss of the invention patents?
Yes. Something that was, I think, even more tragic. I've never even been able to guess what it was.
Maybe it's better that you don't know.
Yes, maybe so.
Well, really, I should go. It's late.
Is there much more to do?
Well, yes, I have to finish these papers before I can have the model of the invention built.
Oh, could I help you more?
Would you?
I'd love to, really.
Tomorrow night?
Can you wait that long?
Well, no, I can't, but I will.
There we are. All finished.
Good. Well, now the model's next.
How long do you think it'll take to build it?
Well, at least 2 weeks. We've been on these papers longer than I thought we'd be. Almost 30 days. I really don't know what I've done without you.
Oh, I've enjoyed it.
Oh, we can relax now till the model's built. Then I'll have to go to Washington. What time is it?
Oh, it's early. 9 o'clock.
Oh, good. Time enough to catch the last show. That is, if you'd like to go out with me.
Like to? Why, I can't think of anything I'd like better. Your train's leaving, Adam.
I'll be back with those patents.
You will come back?
You try to stop me.
Oh, goodbye, darling.
Cecily?
Yes, Adam?
Will you marry me when I come back?
What?
I said, will you marry me?
Now?
When I come back.
Oh, yes. Will you ride?
Just as soon as I get to Washington. Bye.
Goodbye, darling. Goodbye. To my diary, January the 17th. It has been 5 days since Adam went to Washington. I'll never forget the unromantic but lovable way he asked me to marry him. Standing on the steps of the moving train, shouting the question at me above the noise of the engine. How I loved him at that moment. How I love him now. But why? Why, oh, why hasn't he written? 5 days, and not a word from Adam yet.
Word has just been received, ladies and gentlemen, that the crack limited from Washington nearing Jackson City less than an hour ago was held up and robbed by unidentified gangsters. The train was flagged down by 2 men who pretended their car had stalled on the track. The engineer and fireman were shot and killed. All passengers were held at gunpoint, and the mail car was entered and robbed. This train robbery will remind old-timers of the historic and dramatic train robbery on almost the same spot, some 50 years ago. Well, to be exact, 53 years ago, January the 17th. There is no indication as to the identification of today's bandits, but it is believed police have found a vital clue.
I want to send this wire to Mr. Adam Chase, Esther Arms Hotel, Washington. Yes. Darling, have not heard from you. Worried. I love you. Cicely. Hello? Hello? Yes, operator, this is the party calling Washington. Yes, I'm calling Mr. Adam Chase. That's right, at the Esther Arms Hotel. Oh, you have a hotel? Hello? What's that? Checked out. 2 weeks ago. Oh. No, thank you. Just cancel the call. To my diary, April the 17th. It has been 3 months and 5 days since I last saw Adam Chase. He promised to write immediately from Washington 3 months ago. He seems to have dropped out of the world. I can't locate him any place. I've just returned from 10 days in Washington. Searching. I found nothing. Yes? Come in. Adam.
I had to come back.
Oh, darling. Darling, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. You look so ill, so thin.
I guess I shouldn't be here since you didn't want me.
Didn't want you? Didn't want you? Oh, my darling, what makes you say anything like that?
I wrote you about the invention.
I didn't get your letter. I haven't heard a word from you.
I told you what happened. That I was ruined.
Darling.
That if you loved me, you'd come to Washington and we'd make it some way.
I didn't get it, Adam. I tell you, I didn't get that letter.
I waited. You didn't answer. You didn't come. You didn't want to come.
Darling, will you listen to me? I didn't get that letter.
What? What, Cecily?
I didn't get that letter.
You didn't get it?
No. No, I've waited and waited. I wired you, phoned. Well, I just got back from looking from one end of Washington to another for you.
Cecily.
Oh, my darling, my darling.
I was too late. Just 24 hours too late.
Adam.
Someone else. Someone from California had just filed for the patents to the same invention.
Oh, sweetheart.
I was just a few hours too late.
Oh, but the invention isn't everything.
I wrote to you. I told you what happened. I asked you to come to Washington to marry me.
I'd have come in a minute.
And I thought, no, the thousands of things I thought.
Oh, don't think of them anymore.
I had to come back. I couldn't live without you. I had to come back to see you. Just once more.
I couldn't live without you, Adam.
We'll be married. Promise me we'll be married right away.
Right away, darling. Yes, right away. June 20th. Adam and I have been married 2 months today. We're very happy. Somehow, there's something more than just our love for one another that makes us so close to each other. I can't explain what it is. We've rented a large house, an old one, but it's adorable, and we're planning to...
Cecily! Oh, darling!
Yes, dear?
Come on up here. To the attic, will you? I've stumbled onto something.
All right, Adam.
Look what I found. Back among the rafters.
Well, what in the world is it?
Well, it's an old mail sack full of mail.
What?
Yeah, look. Look here. These letters. None of them have ever been opened.
Why, Adam.
Dozens of letters, all sealed, all stamped and dated. Look. Look, Cecily. Postmarks. They're all the same. January 17, 1889.
But how in the world did they get here in this attic?
I don't know. I wanted to run a radio aerial out on the roof, and I had to crawl way back in the rafters. It was hidden back there up near the roof. It's evidently been there for years.
But how did it get there?
53 years ago. 1889. Look at these letters. Addressed to people all over the country. Everett Holton, Detroit. Jessica Young, New York. Paul Reimer, Chicago. Mr. and Mrs. F.C. Halliday, Grady, Pennsylvania. And look, here's one addressed to President Benjamin Harrison from someone in Maine.
Wait a minute, Adam. Oh, look.
Huh?
This letter. Addressed to Miss Cecily Drew of Youngstown.
What?
The return address, Mr. Aaron Marshall. My father. He wrote this. I know the handwriting.
Cecily Drew was my mother's maiden name.
Adam.
Yes. Cecily Drew. And she lived in Youngstown.
My father? Your mother?
Open it. Open it.
What?
I said open it.
Oh, all right. Oh.
What is it?
It was my father. Listen. My darling Cecily, I have bad news. I have just learned that someone else has filed for the patent rights to my invention. By some queer trick of fate, another inventor had the same idea as I. Only he has been fortunate enough to get his application for patents into the Bureau ahead of me. I fear all my work has been in vain, all my sacrifice useless. I have nothing to offer you now, my dear, but my love. If you still love me, hurry here to marry me. I shall surely never exist if you don't. All my undying love, Aaron.
He wrote that, your father, to my mother.
Adam, the train robbery.
What?
I remember hearing about it on the radio. The train your letter to me was on was robbed. The mail was stolen. And the same thing happened 53 years ago. To your mother and my father.
Only she believed he failed to come back to her. And he died, never knowing she hadn't read his letter.
And his letter has been here, hidden all these long years. Your mother and my father.
Dark fantasy.
Happy little wash day song, for a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new, Rinso white,
Whiter than new,
Rinso bright,
brighter than new,
Rinso white, Rinso bright.
Rinso new.
Rinso new. It's an amazing fact. 1950 Rinso with Solium gets white clothes whiter, washable colors brighter than new. Rinso new. Even on rainy days, Rinso puts sunshine in your wash. No other soap can make your wash so white, so bright, because no other soap contains the scientific sunlight ingredient, Solium. 1950 Rinso gets out more dirt. Yes, gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet Rinso is so safe for clothes, so kind to your hands. Get Rinso today. See your wash become whiter, brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso bright,
Rinso new.
happy little wash day song.
But first, we're going to have a little fun tonight, folks, with a Rinso family quiz. First, we're going to take the father of our family, Mr. George McDonald. Mr. McDonald, do you ever do the dishes for your wife?
I should say not.
You mean you don't care if her hands get all rough and red from dishwashing?
Sure, I care, but her hands don't get that way because she uses Rinso.
Oh, she does. Then perhaps you can tell me how much it costs per day to use Rinso for dishes.
I'd say less than a cent a day.
And you're absolutely right. And every man values the appearance of his wife's hands at more than that. That's another reason why the new 1940 Top Speed Rinso should always be used for dishes as well as the week's wash. We'll hear from your wife and little daughter later on, Mr. McDonald. But now, let's see what's going on in Big Town.
If you're swinging, if you're boating, if you're pitching, if you're floating, you need Nestle's Quicken Milk this summer. If you're training, if you're racing, try the drink that's really bracing. It's Nestle's Quicken Milk this summer.
Delicious chocolatey Quick makes the most wonderful energy drink. Gives you all the health of milk plus Quick's own vitamins and iron. Never sticky sweet, so it really quenches thirst. Get cool, get a great chocolatey treat, and get lots of energy builders.
Take a tip from all us bright kids. It's the drink that's really right, kids. Ask for Nestle's Quicken Milk this summer. Oh, N-E-S-T-L-E-S, Nestle's makes the very best.
You worked too hard, you ate too much, the cheesecake made you greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Ah, those Speedy Alka-Seltzer bubbles burst into action to relieve your upset stomach and aching head fast. Use only as directed. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
Dark fantasy. Superstition be hanged.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the final startling and breathtaking performance on this afternoon's program, and just before the grand and glorious finale, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the one, the only, the incomparable, world's most daring trapeze performer, Flyer Sampson. Today, for the first time in history, Flyer Sampson introducing his own original and sensational super trapeze stunt, the gigantic, colossal, giant swing flyaway.
In addition to which, Flying Sampson will perform 2 1/2 somersaults onto that lofty swinging trapeze. The most difficult, the most spectacular, the most daredevil performance of all times, ladies and gentlemen, and you are about to witness it for the first time. So all eyes attention. I give you, high in the tent top, that supreme artist who refuses to use a net, the better to entertain you, Flyer Sampson.
Barker? Oh, Barker.
Yeah, Ruby?
Do you think he'll make it?
Liar? Yeah, you can't miss.
He missed twice yesterday.
Yeah, that was before he found his trouble. Did 8 in a row after he got the hang of it.
Barker, don't say that.
What, Ruby?
The hang of it.
Oh,
You remember what Harajala said?
yeah.
Is Flyer wearing the white feather?
I can't see.
Well, he pins it at the belt, on the left side.
Well, his left side's away from us. Anyway, his suit's so white we couldn't tell.
Where's yours?
Huh?
Where's your feather?
Yes. Inside my ring jacket. Here, see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a clever stunt, keeping your feather in your hair.
Yeah, it adds to my costume.
Oh, he's getting ready.
Oh, I hope he makes it.
He will.
He missed twice yesterday.
Yeah, but he hadn't gotten the hang... hadn't gotten the idea yet.
And he used a net yesterday. We should use a net till he's sure.
Ah, he's sure. Now, ready now. Watch. You do the giant swing on that stationary bar. Let loose. Fly through the air in a 2 1/2 somersault. Catch that swinging trapeze bar at the other end of the tent.
I know. Why, no, haven't I watched him practice for weeks?
Yeah, the trick is to catch that swinging trapeze at the other end of the tent.
Oh, I hope he's wearing that feather.
Here he goes. There's the giant swing. Once. Twice. 3. 4. 5. He's in the air. Grab that bar!
Oh, Flyer!
Good Lord, what's happened?
Look at him! Look at him!
I told him to wear the white feather with the spot of blood.
Harajala.
He is wearing the feather.
And I told him to. Now look at him. Hanging there. Caught in the twisted trapeze rope. Hanging.
Excuse me. Oh, Ruby.
Barker, the feather. I couldn't find it in Flyer's dressing room.
Ruby.
Oh.
Come in, Miss, Ruby. I take it you're talking about the dead man's dressing room.
Why, yes.
Uh-huh. Thought so. Excuse me, please. Murphy, cover Sampson's dressing room. Nobody in or out.
Right.
Now, Miss Ruby, suppose you tell me about the white feather.
Ruby, Police Inspector Guilfoyle. Inspector, this is Ruby Brooks.
Well, Ruby Brooks. I must say you don't look a bit like your pictures on the billboards.
All right, wise guy. I don't have to stick around here and be insulted. I know my rights.
Insulted? My dear girl, what I meant was you're so much more attractive than those horrible posters they have up all over town, honestly.
Ah, stow it. Barker, what's a copper doing in here?
Just asking questions, Ruby. Routine stuff, you know. Be nice to him.
Sure, Ruby. That's not a bad idea.
What do you want?
Just checking up. We run a pretty respectable town here.
And we run a pretty respectable circus, mister.
I'm sure you do. Except every now and then, somebody winds up in a casket.
Meaning what?
Oh, nothing.
You trying to make something out of Flyer Sampson's death?
Nothing more than it really is.
Well, he died by accident, see? And if you want some witnesses, brother, just advertise for any one of those 1,100 people who saw him die.
They tell me Flyer Sampson was a first-rate acrobat.
He's the best in the business. I mean, he was.
They also tell me he was trying out a new trick today.
Yeah, new on the public. He's been working on it for 2 years.
And I also understand today's the first time he's tried it without a net.
So what if it is?
Strange, isn't it, that a man should die trying his new stunt for the first time?
I don't see anything so strange about it.
No? You use a net for your trapeze act, don't you?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, I was just thinking. With Flyer Sampson not using a net and perfecting a stunt nobody had ever done before, was liable to put out your spotlight, huh?
Now, look here, wise guy. If you're insinuating
Ruby.
that...
Now, take it easy, baby. Take it easy.
I wasn't insinuating anything, Ruby. I was merely telling you what I was thinking. Now, Barker.
Yeah?
What's your real name?
Jeff Kilby. People in the business call me Barker Kilby.
And the young lady?
She's my wife.
I see. I presume you performed as usual today, Mrs. Kilby?
Naturally. I have the high spot of the program.
I'm afraid I rather disagree with you. The high spot seems to have gone today to Flyer Sampson. Now, about the white feather. Well?
Barker, do we have to put up with this? After all, Flyer wasn't murdered.
Are you positive he wasn't murdered?
Of course I am. It was an accident. Ask anybody who saw it.
Then what's the white feather got to do with it?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Suppose you let me decide.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, Ruby. Remember? The first thing you said when you come in here was you couldn't find the white feather in Flyer's dressing room.
I don't remember.
A very bad memory. And why, Ruby, if you're Barker's wife, did you knock before coming in here?
Why, just a habit. We've only been married 2 days.
I understand, Mr. Kilby. You've been married 2 years. You see, before I investigate a case, I always do the preliminary work beforehand.
Well, we didn't announce our marriage until a couple of days ago.
I see. Now, about the feather.
There's no feather.
I rather think there is. Isn't there, Ruby?
You're blame right there is, wise guy. In your hat. And you're talking through that.
In other words, you won't talk, huh?
We've got nothing to say. Now or ever. Flyer Sampson died by accident. And if you happen to find out he was murdered, we didn't have anything to do with it.
That the way you feel, too, Barker?
Sure he does.
Barker?
Yeah. Now, that's the way I feel about it.
Very well. I realize I can't force you to tell me about the feather yet. But I'll be around. Sure. I'll be around. So long.
Barker.
Baby, you shouldn't have talked to him like that.
It's gone. The feather isn't in Flyer's dressing room anyplace.
Are you sure?
I searched the whole place. It isn't in there. And it wasn't on Flyer when it happened.
He couldn't have destroyed it.
Oh, we both begged him not to, but he might have.
Yeah.
He laughed at us when we told him what Harold Jala said. Told us we were a couple of superstitious fools.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, but he finally promised to wear the feather just to please us. Well, he didn't.
And now that what Harold Jala predicted has happened.
Arajala's predictions always happen.
Arajala?
How did you get in here?
You've always taken me for a fraud. There's but one entrance to this room.
But you didn't come in that way.
No, I didn't, did I? How observing you are, Ruby.
What do you want?
Why, I just thought I should speak to you as a friendly gesture.
Speak to us about what?
About the white feather with the spots of blood.
Well?
It's a pity that Flyer Sampson ignored my warning.
The copper's right. Flyer was murdered.
To the contrary. You saw him misjudge his distance, rush the trapeze rope with his shoulder, and become twisted in its coils.
Because he wasn't wearing the feather.
Yes, exactly. Because he refused to take my warning. I told the three of you, wear the white feather of a baby swan, spotted with the blood of a dove, lest a horrible fate overtake you.
He did say that, Barker.
Flyer Sampson only laughed. Even when I gave him the feather for his own protection, he laughed.
But he took it.
Because I compelled him to.
But the feather isn't in his dressing room. Oh, where is it?
I have it.
You?
Yes. Here, you see.
Where did you get it?
From Flyer Sampson, naturally.
He gave it back to you?
Oh, no. I gave the matter much thought. I disliked his laughing at me. I told him what I saw in his future. I told him that he, and you, Barker, and Ruby, all have the same fate, death by hanging. And that fate can only be avoided by wearing a white feather of a baby swan, spotted with the blood of a dove.
How did you get the feather back?
I took it back.
Took it back?
Yes. Flyer Sampson was a fool. He wouldn't believe me. Called me a fraud. He said he wasn't superstitious.
You stole the feather from Flyer. You knew he'd die if he didn't wear that feather.
Certainly. I saw it in his future. Just as I'd seen it in yours and Ruby's.
You killed him.
He killed himself.
No, you did. You knew he'd die if you took the feather.
Barker.
He laughed at me. I do not like being laughed at.
Oh, you dirty rat.
There, Barker!
You killed him just as sure as if you strung him up yourself.
Barker, that knife!
Don't come any closer with your knife, Barker.
No, Barker, no, no!
I always knew you were a rat.
Regret it if you kill me.
I've never regretted killing a snake in my life.
Keep back. Keep back.
Barker, no! Barker.
Yeah. So Flyer wasn't wearing his feather because he stole it from him. To revenge himself because Flyer wasn't superstitious.
Barker, he did.
Yeah, no loss.
Oh, why did you do it?
He had it coming. Flyer Sampson was the best man in the business.
But that cop, he's still hanging around someplace.
We gotta beat it.
Where to?
I don't know. Anywhere, but we gotta beat it.
I'll go with you.
Go pack your things.
No time for that, Barker. That cop may be back any minute now.
I guess I lost my head. Seen him standing there, holding Flyer's feather.
Oh, come on. Got any dough?
Yeah, a couple of hundred.
I've got 50. Thank heavens I've got it with me. Come on, we've got to get ahead of that cop. Oh, Barker, we shouldn't have taken this plane.
Yeah, it's the fastest way to cover a long distance.
I know, but so much money.
You want to get away, don't you?
Of course. What are we going to do when the cash runs out?
Now we'll get a job.
Walking tight wires and swinging from tent tops, I suppose.
Now we'll go to Europe.
Sure, on $300.
Stop worrying, will you? You give me the willies.
Oh, if you just use your head.
I'll start that I told you so business, and so help me, I'll make you wish you'd kept your trap shut.
All right. Right. What are your plans when we get to Frisco?
We'll hide out in a cheap room in the house. Keep indoors most of the time.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Well, you didn't have to come along.
Maybe I'd be better off if I hadn't.
Oh, now, baby, take it easy. I didn't mean it. I just never been on the lam before.
Well, I have, and I don't like it.
Yeah, there's the airport. Yeah, we're on the ground.
Better hop a cab as soon as we can.
Right. Here we are.
Barker.
What, baby?
Look out this window. Careful, he'll see you.
Who'll see me?
Look for yourself.
That cop, Guilfoyle.
How did he get here ahead of us?
Yeah. How?
He's watching for us to get off the plane. Oh, what are we going to do?
You'll never get me.
Barker, think of something.
Easy, baby. Pilot just stepped out of the cabin.
What are you going to do?
You just wait and see. All right, brother. This is a gun in your ribs. Now get back there at those controls and see how fast you can get this plane into the air again. Ruby! Ruby! Ruby, wake up.
Oh, Barker, you frightened me.
Quick, the fire escape.
What?
I saw him.
Who?
Guilfoyle, the cop.
He see you?
Yeah, I think so. Come on, leave everything. You got the dough?
What's left?
And come on, down the fire escape.
Get this window open.
Hurry now, out the window.
Barker, look down below.
Go up, Ruby. They haven't spotted us yet.
Half a dozen cops down there.
Yeah.
How did that smart cop get on our trail?
I don't know. 6 weeks on the run, and he's still right behind us. Come on, baby. Here's the rooftop.
Barker.
Come on.
Barker, I forgot the feather.
Oh, come on. There's no time for that.
I've got to go back and get it.
No. Haven't got time. Besides, Harajala's dead. Nothing can happen to us now.
Oh, Barker.
Come on, baby. Hurry. Along these roofs until we can find a place to get down.
Barker, I'm frightened.
Now, take it easy. They won't get us.
Hunted like this, always hiding.
Now, this way, Ruby. Over here.
Oh, I should have brought that feather. You know what Harajala said.
He's dead. The spell's broken.
It wasn't a spell. It was something he read in our futures. He said that because you and I and Flyer Sampson were born on the same day that...
Oh, I have to jump here. One building to the other. Just a couple of feet. Here. I'll go first. Yeah. Now, come on, Ruby. Just a couple of feet.
All right. But it's so dark.
Can you see me all right?
Yes. Oh, Barker, maybe there's still time to get the feather.
Nuts. Just because Flyer Sampson got his neck caught in that trapeze is no sign we're going to end up the same way. Come on now.
All right.
Now, just give a good jump. Yeah, that's it. Ruby! Good Lord. Those wires. Around her neck. Ruby! What's this? Someone been in my room. Someone searched it. That cop. Yeah, that filthy copper. He's tailing me. I gotta get out. Gotta get out of here. Hop a freight. Yeah, that's it. I gotta get out before it's too late. Yeah, luck was with me. Only one boxcar with an open door. I made it just in time. Better close the door. Yeah, now. Yeah, it's safe now. No one followed me. I'm sure of that. Yeah, tired. Running from that copper. Better find a place I can lie down. Rest. Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah, lucky to find an open boxcar with no one in it.
But there is someone, Barker.
Who's that?
Don't you recognize my voice?
It's so dark in here.
You remember Barker?
Who are you? Who are you, I say? I've got a gun.
Then why don't you use it?
Yeah, I will.
You couldn't miss in this small place, could you, Barker?
Who are you? What kept me from hitting you?
Your knife was more effective, remember?
Harajala.
Do you have the white feather, Barker?
Harajala. No.
Give me the feather.
No, anything but that.
I gave it to you once. I want it back again.
No.
Then perhaps I can convince you.
No, keep away from me. Don't touch me.
You can't see me, can you, Barker?
No, keep away.
There. You feel me? Now, hand me the feather.
Here.
Thank you, Barker. Now, I have all 3 of them.
Let go of me. I'm getting out of here.
Are you going to jump, Barker?
Keep away. Keep away from me.
We're picking up speed.
Keep away. Don't touch me again.
We'll soon be moving too fast for you to jump. You'd better do it now.
Yeah, I will.
You don't want to stay here with me, do you, Barker?
No. Oh, you got the others. You'll never get me. Ah!
You did jump. Poor Barker. And how pretty you look, hanging back there on that mail hook.
Incoming customer detected.